I don't know where it's been all month, but it finally showed up. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Mets Central. If you don't know, talk about the offense showed up because the Mets win 10-1 over the Washington Nationals, giving them a 2-game lead on the Atlanta Braves, as well as potentially being the second wildcard team if the Rockies hold their lead against the Diamondbacks. In terms of what happens with the Padres, I don't think the Mets are going to catch them, which it would be great. Could you just imagine Citi Field hosting some October ball for the first series, the wild card series? I don't know if all that will happen, but all I know is that the Mets got to keep taking care of business, and tonight was one of those nights where they took care of business yet again, and this offense finally woke up, and this better continue because this can't just be a one-off. But if this continues, then all of a sudden that changes our entire demeanor rolling into October, and that changes our entire demeanor rolling into the series going into Atlanta. So get hot here. And there was apparently a meeting with Stearns and Mendoza with the players. I don't know what was said in that meeting. I don't know. But all I know is that whatever was said could be potentially the saving part of the season here, amongst Grimace getting his own seat, right? Before we jump into everything, leave a like on the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Met fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel. Tylor Megill may just be, honestly, I would say, he may have won himself a spot in this rotation going forward. With Paul Blackburn returning even, and if the Mets opt to go with a 6-man rotation with Senga coming back, granted it would be just like one turn of the rotation at this point, and even if not, and this was the last start from Tylor Megill, thank you for your service down the stretch. Like, seriously, we should all be giving a huge thank you to Tylor Megill for what he's strung together for the past few starts that he's made, because what he gave is what we all wanted from him this entire time. He didn't strike a lot of guys out, but you got 4 still from him, only walked 2 batters, only allowed 2 hits. This is what we've wanted from Tylor Megill all along. We're not asking for the world. Just give us the freaking innings, give us a solid outing, and that's all we need from you, and call it a day. I don't even know if, I want to see if any of the, yeah, he allowed 2 hard hit balls, but both were outs. He didn't even allow hard contact today. Tylor Megill did unbelievable. And this is what I've expected from him. He looks better than Paul Blackburn did. Paul Blackburn actually stunk. And this, honestly, I don't root for an injury, and I never want to say that an injury saved them or whatever. But right now, all I'm saying is that Tylor Megill has been a hell of a lot better down the stretch here than Paul Blackburn was before he got injured. And again, I'm not saying it because I wanted Paul Blackburn to get hurt. I'm just saying because of how good Tylor Megill looks right now. Man, well, let's talk about it. He allowed a leadoff single, then gets the next 3 batters. We go to the bottom of the first, and Pete Alonso, by the way, had a nice play on that 1 ground out. Bottom of the first, Iglesias grounds out, Marte with a single, Alonso with a fly out, Vientos with a fly out. We go to the second inning where Garcia flies out, Ruiz hits into a ground out, Cruz with a double, and then Gallo strikes out. We go to the bottom of the second, Tyrone Taylor with a single. JD Martinez, which we're going to have a conversation about him as really the one negative about this game. JD Martinez strikes out, and then Alvarez hits into a double play. We go to the third inning where Young walks, Abrams hits into a fielder's choice, James Wood hits into a force out, which brings in a run. Tenya hits into a pop out, Yepes walks, and then a wild pitch would advance the runners, and Garcia strikes out, so Megill works into trouble but works out of it. And again, I'm not even mad with the way that went down because that fielder's choice too, Vientos, man, he made up for it later with a great defensive play, but he's got to make a better throw there. Like, that was a terrible throw. We go to the bottom of the third, and the Mets offense, though, answers back. Harrison Bader with a walk-in. Luisangel Acuna Jr. Did I just say Jr.? I don't know why. I guess Ronald Acuna Jr. I'm so used to it, but Luisangel Acuna, nonetheless, gets a double to tie the game at 1. What a game from Acuna. Wow. We're going to talk about that too. Iglesias with a single. Marte walks. Alonso with a bloop single to make it 3-1. Vientos with a sacrifice fly to make it 4-1. Taylor would pop out. Martinez would hit into a force out. We go to the fourth inning, where it was a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler McGill. Bottom of the fourth, Alvarez tanks one to make it 5-1. Bader pops out. Acuna lines out. Iglesias with a single, and then Marte grounds out. We go to the top of the fifth, where again 1-2-3 inning for Tyler McGill. Bottom of the fifth, Alonso doubles. Vientos strikes out. Taylor with a double to make it 6-1, which I said, and I hate to be the I'm right type guy, but I said give Taylor just a string of games, and maybe you're going to get something productive from him. And right now, they're getting some good production from Tyrone Taylor, and I never was a big Tyrone Taylor believer, but again, you're starting to see him, at least with getting consistent playing time now, actually string together a couple of good games. And again, maybe this is, the bat in the outfield they need to get hot right now. And even Marte, though, he's looking a bit better too. So maybe there's something turning the corner here. Tyrone Taylor steals third. Martinez grounds out. Alvarez grounds out. We go to the sixth inning, where again 1-2-3 inning for Tyler McGill. And you absolutely take that. The starting pitchers did their selling in the dugout. I love it. Bottom of the sixth inning, Bader grounds out. Acuna with a single. Iglesias with a single. Marte flies out. And then Pete Alonso hits a home run because he's just never beating the low leverage allegations. But that made it 9-1. Vientos flies out. We go to the seventh inning, where Ottavino worked into a lot of trouble as Ruiz grounds out. Cruz with a single. A wild pitch, then Joey Gallo would walk. Young flies out. Abrams gets hit by a pitch, but he gets out of trouble by striking out James Wood, thankfully. Bottom of the seventh, the Mets go down in order by striking out. Top of the eighth inning, a pop out. Brazoban comes in the pitch, by the way. And Brazoban, congrats on gaining some aura by putting on the freaking Deadnell Nunez mitt, because he put Nunez's glove on, gained some aura there. And then Vientos, I don't know how he made the play he did from third base to throw it over the first, but that made up for a terrible play earlier. Not that it was really a close game at that point, but nonetheless, you could appreciate that. And I love that from Vientos. You guys know, Mark Vientos guy forever. Vargas would strike out. We go to the bottom of the eighth inning, where Bader would ground out. And then Acuna hits a home run to make it 10-1. The exit velos were unreal from him today. They were unreal. And I wasn't a big Acuna guy. And right now, he's looking like the spark plug this team needed. And this is why this is why other Met fans said when they were calling up DJ Stewart, what the hell are we doing? Why not call up a younger guy who is hungry to be in a pennant race and go out there and compete? And you're seeing right now a kid that's hungry to freaking compete in a pennant race. And all of a sudden, this might be your guy to be on the postseason roster over Eddie Alvarez, that is, as your other infield option. I don't care that he hits with his left hand. Look at what Acuna's doing right now. Come on. Alvarez, though, would walk, as I just ripped him apart a bit. Marte with a single, and then back-to-back outs. We go to the ninth inning, where Alex Young comes in, gets a pop-out, allows a single, gets a strikeout, and then a fly-out from Young, and the Mets get the job done. 7 strikeouts from the pitching staff, only 3 walks, which was nice to see. The bullpen a bit shaky outside of Brazoban, but again, these are your guys that you're really not using often from the bullpen, so I'm not going to sit here and nitpick that. What I am going to nitpick, because I got to nitpick something that you guys know how I am, is JD Martinez still looking lost at the plate, and it's time for a conversation here that Winker and maybe like this lineup, but with Nimmo and then someone else DHing, like Marte DHing, it might be time for a conversation for that to be the lineup for a bit, because JD Martinez is giving you virtually nothing offensively. He is offering legit nothing but strikeouts and groundouts. That's all he's offering. And if that's what he's going to do, he might have to take a seat for a bit. And it sucks because I loved the signing and I still do like JD Martinez and I think he could find his way out of it. But for right now, you got to win every game. And if he's going to perform like that going forward, there's got to be a conversation. But as for the good, Acuna and Alonso obviously are the good. Even Iglesias, though, I mean, 3 for 4 from him. Acuna, too, just looks so smooth playing shortstop. For a guy that has no major league experience, he just looks so calm out there, too. Man, he's starting to grow on me a bit. Granted, again, I'm not going to sit here and act like a short sample size here is the end-all, be-all, but right now, he's winning me over, and if he's going to keep playing like this, he's going to win himself a postseason spot, or roster spot, I should say. But, and that's even with Lindor potentially being healthy, but see how a lot of things go down the stretch here. Mets get themselves a lead here, and obviously the Mets still got to get to the postseason because this thing is far from over. An Atlanta series, that series in Atlanta could change everything, or even tomorrow, if heaven forbid the Mets lose and the Braves win, that could change everything. So I'm not penciling them into the playoffs. I just want to make that clear. I'm just saying if they were to get there, for Acuna's sake, he's winning himself a spot potentially. But that is going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you haven't. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live. And I'll see you guys in the next one.